Greetings. The long-awaited Dissent review is here. I'm actually taking this thing part by part and I'm going to dissect it. It's been 3 years since I put this on my truck. I've tried every way I know how to destroy it and have not been able to.
Woo! Oh, Jesus!
You can see, you know, that patch definitely happened to this bumper. Yeah, let's get into it. I was running the high clearance version of Dissent's modular rear bumper. They've since released an extreme high clearance rear bumper, which I'm actually pretty excited about seeing. A couple of buddies of mine have those on their trucks and they're really stellar. Which, you know, you might be wondering, like, patch, isn't this one already high clearance? Isn't it good enough? And the answer to that question is yes, but I really want to reduce the weight on my vehicle. The Dissent armor is modular a lot of the time. Some of their products are not, but in this case, this one is, which is great because any version of their swing out will mount up to their previous iterations of bumpers. So you can graft any part onto another one, and the swing out that they would use on, say, an 80 or a 60 series would also mount up to a 100 series bumper. Really cool in my opinion. But I've been running it with a driver's side swing out. This is the striker plate for their latch mechanism, which is one-handed operation. And man, that has been so nice. All you have to do is give the swing out a little push forward and pull that latch and it swings right open. I've had a lot of questions about what size tire would fit with this bumper. I've been running 35s on my truck, and I've got, let's see, a panhard correction kit and a couple other things that are not stock. But even with the lowered bump stops, I've got a little bit of rubbing right here, which could be corrected if you run a taller bump stop, or, you know, just don't wheel as hard as me. That would also do it. Just like that. That's how the high clearance version of their crossmember mounts up. They also sell one with a hitch that's called the drop-down hitch. So if you don't want to cut off the crossmember from your frame, you can put the drop hitch on, and obviously you'll just whack that on every obstacle that you try to summit. But you want to come closer, I'll show you. There are a couple of cuts that you have to make up top and on the side. And a lot of people have struggled with fitment on these welds here, so I found that it was a really good idea to grind those down. Yeah, another place that people struggle a lot is with the nuts that are captive in the frame here. These guys are often rusted out and you have to re-tap it. So the installation of this thing is definitely a pain if you have a rusty vehicle. You know, so such is life in the Rust Belt, which I do not live in. The bumper that I had was their steel version, and the swing out arms are made out of aluminum for the most part. The actual arm itself is made of steel, so everything down here, but then the smaller components are all made up of aluminum, with the exception, again, of this part here. I've been running it with a custom propane tank mount that I made. It's not that great, and I decided not to sell it because most people don't want to strap propane to the back of their truck. But it was how I had this set up, so I figured I'd leave it on for the review, just to show what I had going on. Not only did they send me an entire replacement part for this, but they also sent me steel upgraded versions of these, they call them stiffeners, which bolt up right behind here. For curiosity's sake, I did not put the steel one on this side, and I never ran into an issue. But over here, you can see that was ready to break. So this is the one issue that I had with all of this. But at no point did the swing out flex into the body of my truck, which I can't say about some other products that I tested before this one. So I was very impressed at how this thing handled, especially concerning that at one point I actually rolled my truck, and if something can hold up to that, then it's got to be patch proof. This is a metaphor for Dissent's customer service. Right here, within I think 2 days of receiving this bumper, I realized that the strut that I had wasn't strong enough to hold up my 35-inch tire, which I think weighs up with the wheel combo at around 96 pounds. So I reached out to Ben, or maybe Cole, and within a few days, they sent me a new one, which is incredible. Really, really helpful customer service from those guys. This represents their instructions. There are some, and I made a video about how to install this, but you're gonna have to do a lot of it yourself. And it might not look so good, but it works if you do it right. So just be prepared for a lot of your own modifications to make your truck and your bumper and your products do what you want them to. I will also mention that a lot of my friends had some problems with Dissent's customer service. Well, not their customer service, but their quality control. Certain parts never showed up. A kit was incomplete for one guy. Another guy had some bolt holes actually missing in the product, and he paid some good money for that. But in every case, Dissent made it right somehow. And those guys are really helpful. They just don't always get it right. I'm a small business owner. I completely understand that sometimes you make mistakes and customers aren't happy. But if you want specific products for a very rare platform, such as a landcruiser, you've got to support the guys who are out there doing it. And having a little bit of grace goes a long way. So, and that goes vendors to the customers. There aren't that many of us. There aren't that many customers, and it's a very small community. So a lot of patience is required on both ends. With such high lead times and prices, though, you do expect a certain level of quality. So I do tip my hat to Ben and the guys for catching up on a lot of the orders recently, and I know that they had some staff changes and issues with that, but they've handled it pretty well. I'd say that the Dissent bumper, specifically their steel option, is the strongest modular bumper out there for the 100 series Land Cruiser. I don't have experience with their other iterations, but I can say for this one that it is without a doubt extremely robust. Solid patch proof out of 5 from me. I beat the out of this thing, and it took it like a champ. Roll the B-roll, roll the clips. That's it. Oh, also it's for sale.
It's something.
It's a lot slider.
It's rear diff.
it. Go to Cruisers on the Rocks.